Goal setting is great, and this is the time of year when I know so many of us are just taking a minute to think about what we want. But for me, goal setting only works when you do what I'm going to talk about in episode 252. Welcome to episode 252 of my TV. My name is Emma Mills and I help business owners go from solopreneur to getting some support in their life through that messy middle of growing a thriving and ambitious team. And today's episode is all about one of the keys to having the 2024 that you want. And for me, when you wind your goals back to what the things you need to do to make them happen in 2024, it all goes back to, when you reverse engineer it, to how you have spent your time. So if you look at, we're coming towards the end of 2023 and things that you might have thought about doing at the beginning of the year, goals that you've come up with, like whether you've achieved them or not is all completely based on whether you chose to spend time moving towards them. Like, that is it in a nutshell. I know you might talk about mindset and discipline and getting up and doing the things when it's hard and all those things behind it as well. I get that, but actually it's just, okay, well, if I said I'm going to buy a house this year, it's like, did I spend time planned into my calendar doing the right things, of getting myself ready for a mortgage, of saving money, of checking in on my bank balance every day to go, am I actually saving money or am I spending money? Like, it's the time you spend is completely the trigger to getting something done. And some goals will have more time needed than others, but it's like that time. We all have the same amount of time, and obviously we all know that some people just choose to use their time in completely different ways, which means more abundance, more wealth, more free time, more living their life the way they want to. And some people just completely get stuck in the weeds. And so today's episode is, I think you can do all the goal setting that you like, but actually my planning tip today on getting that done is, for me, going to be one of the key things as to whether you, at the end of next year, you go, all those things I wrote down, I actually got done. So personally, in 2024, I want in my life more simplicity. I want bigger things happening, like bigger needle moving things, but I want more simplicity. And what I mean by that is I want to focus on fewer things done really well that have massive effects. Like, that is my mantra. I don't want to be moving everything forwards 1 inch. If you haven't read the book Essentialism by Greg McKeown, highly recommend it. You can put lots of little energy behind lots of little things and nothing really happens, or we can go all in on one thing and move it forward. And that is my mantra for 2024. And without a doubt, the key to me getting things done, like even today filming this in my TV, the key to me getting anything done that has a meaningful impact on my life is the way I plan my time. And so today's episode is how I plan my perfect week. And my perfect week might be different to yours, but the principles are still the same. And what I'm going to help you do is just understand how I plan mine so that you can do the same. And on this week's episode as well, I've got a free download of how to plan and create your perfect week. And it's more like a default calendar, an overview, and it's something you can fill in and give to your PA, your assistant, whoever helps you manage your calendar. We give it to our clients now too, so that they can implement what you would love. Because one of the biggest things that happens is when you're in charge of your own calendar, you'll go, yeah, no problem, I'll squeeze that in, or oh yeah, no problem, I'll do that new client onboarding on Friday, even though I was meant to be planning my marketing, or no problem, I'll take that Zoom call, even though I was actually on Tuesday morning meant to be planning a new product for next year. Or, I know what it's like. We just say yes to everything because we think, oh, it's fine, I'll squeeze it in, we'll do it. Actually, when you give your perfect week to somebody else and give them the keys to making it happen, your life becomes much more stress-free, because you get the rhythm and the framework and the time to just do good stuff, and you don't have to worry about saying no to people, scheduling people in, because you can get somebody else to do that for you. So below this, wherever you see in the video, you will see a link as well to download my PDF guide of how to create your perfect week and keep it rolling all year long. So the underlying principle of my calendar management, of planning a perfect week, and the point of the perfect week is not that you just float around stress-free, because that's not what running a business is like. And if you think, how do I achieve no stress? That's never going to happen, because hard stuff is just happening in business. But the fundamental principle of having your perfect week is that the things that are really important to you, or they need to get done, or it's important to the business, is scheduled into your calendar. Because one of the biggest teachings I've ever had from Brendan Burchard is that what gets scheduled gets done. Like when he works with high performing CEOs, execs, business owners, the first thing they will tell him all their problems, and the first thing he does is he says, okay, show me your calendar. And when he looks at their calendar, it's pretty much the key. It's like the doorway to understand, okay, this person has got no rhythm to what they're doing. They're totally reactive to other people's demands, schedules, meetings, the things they're telling me they want to do, like they want to actually take 2 weeks off, or they actually want to spend more time working on the marketing, or the things they want to do. Where is it in your calendar? Like if I don't see that you want to take 2 weeks off and it's not pre-scheduled in, it is never going to happen, because there's always going to be a reason or an excuse or a something that's going to mean, well, we'll do it next month, and we'll do it next month. But if you have the things in and they are non-negotiables, not to be moved, it makes it so much like the things get done. If you say, okay, do you know what, I would really love to start doing some video, and to be fair, that actually comes up a lot in groups that I'm in masterminds. It's because it's a fear for lots of business owners, like putting themselves out there. And like step number one has to be, okay, you might feel all these things about it, might be difficult for you, might not be your natural space to be in, but point number one is you find somebody to make the videos for you, or if you're doing it yourself, like your iPhone and getting some lights off Amazon, you put that day in the calendar. So you go, okay, in 5 weeks from now, on this Friday, I've marked the day out to do those videos. And it's like a non-negotiable with yourself. It's in the calendar to get done. Like I'm going to make it 5 weeks out so I can prep and think of ideas and write some scripts for myself, but it's in the calendar. Because if these things don't go in, they don't get done. And honestly, like if you just take a look at your calendar now, and if you're doing any kind of goal planning, any goal setting, is it congruent with what you actually want? Or is your calendar a wide open space for anybody to book in at any point, where there's no actual focus on what I'm going to achieve this week? It's just you roll into the day reacting to the things that are around you. So the biggest learning I ever had about my calendar was that what gets scheduled gets done. And if you talk about you want these things, but you haven't planned in any time to do them, well, it's actually like, that's not true. You don't really want to do it because you're not planning the time in. It's like, I know for a long time I wanted to start a podcast. So I recently bought a course about some of the principles of how to plan out episodes. And when I bought the course, it's okay buying the course, but what I did next was I planned out an hour every Friday for me to just go, okay, I'm going to get a drink, do part of the course and make my way through it. Now, even though it's an hour a week, I know that after 6 or 7 weeks, I will have made my way through the course because I've scheduled it in, I've made the time available. Most people just let the week happen to them, and that is not the way you're going to achieve your goals. So here are my key principles of my perfect week. Now, what I choose to put in my perfect week might be slightly different to yours, but here are the key principles. Definitely grab the download as a guide to planning yours. So number one is having focused time. There is nobody who runs a business that shouldn't be spending time on the bigger projects and things to move forward, whether you're a solopreneur and you are designing a new leaflet to be delivered to your local community, or whether you are just creating some posts to get some interest, or whether you're starting to write that book, or whether you're just writing a blog, or whether you're updating your website and answering client questions. Like, there's nobody, I don't believe, watching this that doesn't need to schedule in focus time to actually work on the things that matter to them. Maybe it's a big dream that you do something else than what you're doing right now, and you need to study that or research it. Like, focus time is all about the goals you're making, having the time planned in to reach your goals. Now, for some of you, that might be 90 minutes a day to start. Maybe like there is so much going on in the business that you have a non-negotiable 90 minutes every single day. But number one is having 90 minutes, 2 hours, half a day, no calls, nothing else, no emails, just to work on the things that will make your 2024 goals happen. Now, for me, my focus time is every Tuesday morning and every Thursday morning. I don't have anything scheduled in before 12. I don't commit to calls. If I commit to something, it's because it's going to move the business forward. So it might be that I'm delivering a webinar to somebody's community, or it might be something that's going to help people or maybe raise our awareness. But on the whole, the rule is Tuesday, Thursday before 12, I don't schedule anything in. I have that time to get the really big stuff done, and from lunchtime onwards, Tuesdays and Thursdays is when all of my meetings are booked in. It might be calls with prospects, new clients, calls with suppliers, like any kind of meeting that's on my radar to have. Where it falls into, like where my PA knows they drop into, is a Tuesday and Thursday afternoon. That's like my meeting, calls, Zoom afternoon. So having the focus time for me is Tuesday and Thursday morning, and I use my Tuesday and Thursday afternoon for all kinds of calls and Zooms and connecting with whoever it might be. My unique ability in my PA is where I ultimately want to spend most of my time. And for anybody watching this, just to pre-qualify this with I've had my business 15 years now, so I've been working towards where I am now for a very long time, but I now choose to spend all of my Wednesday and all of my Friday either creating content, working on ideas, filming my TV. It's a Wednesday now. Like my Wednesday and Friday is never, it's off limits for booking things in. It will be something very, very extraordinary if it gets booked in on a Wednesday or a Friday. Because my Wednesday and Friday are about, so my main role in the business is marketing and new niches, new areas, new communities to raise awareness about my PA. So my Wednesday and Friday, and one of the key things to get across in this is for most of us, we don't do our really good stuff having calls, meetings peppered throughout every single day. What most business owners lack is time to actually move the goals forward that you are most likely writing out this week. So for me, I'm in the position now where Wednesday, Friday, those are my days to either come in the office and shut my door, or go to a coffee shop with Ralph, or just really keep my emails closed and just focus on, okay, what is going to move us forward? Is it me creating a new download PDF like the one that's going to be in here about creating your perfect week? Is it updating the website? Is it reaching out to somebody about being on their podcast? That's what Wednesday and Friday is about. And I understand that might not be right for everybody, but I have my Tuesday and Thursday mornings, for me, having this planned out time, this focused time to ultimately getting customers and keeping customers, as Nigel would say, is the number one thing to do in your business. And making sure you have time planned in to how you are going to get new customers is so, so important. So whether you call it a marketing day, whether it's a getting content done day, having something planned out is really, really important. Number 3, a really nice quick one, and it's about maximizing your time. And this consists of 2 things. 1, when you book any kind of meeting, Zoom, calling, don't have them just spread throughout the day. My advice is to take chunks of time, like I have my Tuesday and Thursday, and put them together in those slots so you can actually, most of you will have time you can claim for yourselves, but you kind of just let anything drop in at any point. So have them in specific chunks, and also having 45 minutes as a meeting. So if you have an hour, making it 45 minutes, or if you have it in for 30 minutes, making it 20 minutes. So much time can be claimed back by just having slightly shorter meeting slots. Being super congruent that when the time's up, you can say, I'm really sorry guys, I can recap here on what we've talked about, but if we need to talk again, we'll have to schedule something in. So many of us just let things overrun. You need to be congruent with your own calendar. So being really, really succinct with, we've got 20 minutes booked in, let's just start this meeting and get it done in 20 minutes. So much time gets wasted with meetings being spread throughout the week, letting things overrun, and big gaps between things. I would also just put all meetings close together, keep on time, get them done, claim lots of time back for yourself to actually spend it on the things you do best. And number 4, which is one of the things that has made me claim all of my week back because I am so less reactive, is that Monday is my rhythm and my check-in on the business. So whether it's looking at cash flow, invoices that need to be chased, scorecards in different departments, sales, bills to pay, my Monday is my check-in on all parts of the business. And it's the whole day, I talk to my team, we have team meetings, but I just use the whole Monday for that so that I can go into the rest of the week, Tuesdays to Friday, completely okay, I know where we're at this week, we know what the plan is going forward, I've checked in with all my team members, and I now know that the rest of the week I can carry on with what I have planned in. So my rhythm for me of having Mondays as my check-in day with the business, are we on track? Are we in the right direction? Tuesday and Thursday mornings, no meetings, get stuff done, move the needle movers. Tuesday and Thursday afternoons, all calls, all meetings, all Zooms, just all put in there, like nice and tight, keep on schedule. Wednesdays and Fridays completely free. And the other thing I'll say about the Wednesdays and Fridays, it's not just about, oh, I'm going to just do all this marketing. It's also giving you the bandwidth that if something really important does come up, if there's a new project you're offered a new opportunity, having more freedom and movement in your calendar enables you to go and do that. So as an example, last summer, like 2 days beforehand, somebody that I know said to me, I've got this conference, I've just thought of you, would you like to come and speak to the room? It was 2 days later. And I could say yes. And lots of people can't say yes because their calendar is just so unwieldy. No rhythm to it, no framework. There is no room to breathe. Having the room to breathe will make you a better business owner, a better leader, get more stuff done and have the best 2024. And I can't recommend enough. If you just download the PDF that I've created, like the guide for me, and it goes into way more detail than I have in this episode of how to create your best year, it will make your weeks far more rhythmic, far more stress-free, far more like in advance. You know, you've got the time that you need to get 2024 to be the best that you'll ever have. I hope this week's episode helps get your head out of the dirt and into those 2024 growth clouds, and I will see you next year. See you then. Bye-bye.